With all the buzz going around this movie, I felt very compelled to do a review on this one. So today we'll be talking about Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. This was Zack Snyder's return to the horror and zombie genre. He hasn't done a zombie movie since his remake of Dawn of the Dead, which was back in the early 2000s. So it was nice to see him kind of turn away from the WB and superhero movie stuff. So it was kind of nice to really see him focus on something different. In this movie, Zack Snyder wore many hats. He was not only the director, he was also the director of photography, he was also the screenwriter as well. So he had many hats in this movie. So Netflix basically let him do whatever he wanted for this, which could be a good or bad thing depending how you look at it. After this year, I felt like I needed something to zone out to. I needed something that I needed not to think about. I needed to watch a movie that wasn't throwing everything that we've been going through in our face. I just wanted to tune out and actually just enjoy a summer movie. And I feel like this movie delivered that. I did like the casting of Bautista in this film. I felt like he did a very good job. I felt like not only was he the strong type in the movie, he actually had some very good lines and he had some great range in the movie that we normally don't get to see in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Before I go into my review, I won't say any spoilers. I'll kind of give little hints or something, but I won't go deep into detail because I don't want to ruin it for anybody. But I'm just kind of going off of what you see in the trailer, and I'm sure most people have seen it already. What I really appreciated about this movie more than the movie itself was actually the opening credits, because the opening credits of this movie is basically a short film. And we actually get to see how everything kind of happens, how other characters are in the movie, and how this whole story evolves before the movie even happens. So I thought that was actually a really cool thing. You don't see that very often at all. And I thought that little short film that we got to see in the credits was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed that part of the movie. Someone decided to pay a team of mercenaries a bunch of dough to go retrieve money from a specific hotel and a specific safe. So it's basically a heist movie and a zombie movie. You're probably thinking, hey, that's pretty original. I had not seen anything like that. Well, if you see the movie The Peninsula, it has something in common with that, because that movie is basically about a heist as well in the zombie quarantine zone, just not Vegas. So kind of similar in that aspect of the two movies. And some people have been posting about this movie since it was released on Netflix and basically saying that it's the greatest thing they've ever seen before in their life. It's perfect, yada yada. You know, you could basically keep this one zombie movie and burn the rest of your zombie collection because this is all the movie that you'll ever need. Well, before I go into detail, this movie is entertaining. It's dumb fun. It's got some great action. It's got some good lighting. And it's got some change of scenery that we're not really used to in a Zack Snyder movie. I mean, since we've been just seeing WB movies from him as of lately. So this was a nice change. But this movie has plenty of flaws. It literally has flaws all over the place. When I hear military or ex-military or a team of mercenaries, I'm expecting well-prepared, well-precise. I was expecting the team from the movie Aliens, because that's in my head when I think of sending the troops, sending our team of badasses to go, hunt something down. I'm thinking Aliens. So right away I was like, okay, so all these people are going in with no body armor. They're very concerned about making noise. However, they have all these guns and machine guns, loud semi-automatic and automatic weapons, and no silencers. Okay. This movie is full of WB melodrama. I mean, we have a character, I'll just say it, it's the daughter of Bautista. She is the wet blanket through the entire movie. I almost was like, oh, come on, man. I was like, why? Why does she have to come along? It makes no sense why she's coming along. Not to mention, like I was saying earlier, you would think this team would have body armor. She is literally dressed like she's going to coach a volleyball game. So she's wearing a tank top and she's not covered up. We don't even know if she can shoot a gun, but I'm assuming that she does because she's the daughter of this military guy. So maybe she does. We have no idea what her background is other than she's the annoying daughter. So she's tagging along. So you're pretty much thinking everything that he's telling her not to do, stick by him, don't get out of his sight. We pretty much already know she's going to do the opposite of this. She's going to get everyone killed. And at the back of my head, I was like, maybe she won't do it. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe she'll end up being a badass and she'll be rescuing people. Maybe she'll carry her weight. I won't say any more. I won't give anything more away. I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody. This movie is very entertaining. It's a lot of fun. However, these characters are riddled with stupid ideas. They make no sense. There's often times where I was like, you guys can just go straight ahead if you guys keep going outside. However, someone's like, no, if we walk through the casino, it's actually quicker and safer. However, there's herds of zombies in there and you can't make a sound. And I'm like, how is that safer than just going outside with less and more room to walk around? Yet you guys don't have silencers anyways or body armor. So I was like, that's very stupid. But I almost felt like that's one of those things where it's like, well, if they don't do that, then this movie can't happen. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this scene is basically there, so something can happen. There are plenty of times when someone is about to get attacked and one of the other characters will have a gun, multiple guns, and just literally stand there like this. Oh no, we gotta help her. How can we help her? I have all these guns. What I did really like about this movie, that there were different types of zombies. You had your slowpokes. I'm calling them slowpokes. You also had your smarter zombies, kind of like a bub, but way smarter than him. So they're almost like more aggressive. They could run fast. They could think. They could form packs, kind of thing. I thought that was actually pretty cool. I thought that was a good idea. Kind of evolved from what George Romero had done in the other Dead movies. So I thought that was actually a good idea. However, there were a couple things about that bothered me, because it almost was kind of like, okay, don't ask questions, because the moment you start asking questions, it just sounds like a stupid idea. I mean, we have one zombie riding a horse in one scene. He's wearing a cape. At sometimes I almost felt like, is this the zombie of John Carter? If no one gets that reference, it's the zombie of He-Man, because he's wearing a cape and is basically shirtless. And there's also a zombie tiger, so I was like, okay, He-Man reference right away, because now we got a zombie tiger. And I was like, okay, whatever, that's kind of cool. The only thing that kind of messed up the zombie tiger thing, it's a small little thing, but it's a detailed thing. It's like, well, that doesn't make sense then. So you got this cool zombie tiger that basically, will maul anyone because it's a zombie and a tiger. So you're pretty much done if that happens. But there's a scene where you see the zombie tiger sitting on a car, and it basically yawns. And I was like, zombies don't yawn. The gore in this movie is very cool. The makeup effects are very well done. Like I said, the scenery and to see Las Vegas the way it was actually very cool. A lot of the outside scenes were very well lit and very well done. There's a lot of sunspots in this movie, so you'll kind of get used to it. And there's a lot of blurry scenes here and there. I'm not sure if it's just because that was the style they were going for, or like I said too, because Chris D'Elia was originally in the movie and they might have had to blur out some scenes not to show him. I'm not sure. Like I said, turn your brain off, watch a cool zombie movie. You'll probably notice the flaws that I've mentioned and maybe discover some other ones. I could go on a big rant and just go through the whole movie, but I don't want to do that. So I was just trying to find the positive in this movie, which there are a lot of good things, but there's also a lot of stupid things in this movie too. But overall, the movie was entertaining. I would give Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead a C+. Thanks for checking out my channel. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'm Mike the Movie Misfit, and I'll see you at the movies.
Get more out of life. Go out to a movie.